Preparing to live stream the meeting.
Live on YouTube. I'm seeing that over here.
Okay. As long as y'all see it, that's good, because I don't. Okay. Here we are, y'all. ADOS Atlanta. And we're going to have a good one today. We got me, Ray, Larry, Shamika, Naja, and we're going to have a conversation. Got Trish in the chat. So let's talk about it. This week, let's talk about the runoff recap. And what are the takeaways from this week so far?
I think this will be a good one.
I think so too. First of all, I wanted to discuss with y'all that voter turnout. That voter turnout, it was extremely low.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it for it to be that low.
Yeah. I didn't like
I knew
that
it would be
at all.
low, but it was too low.
Do you have Ray, you have the numbers on that? It was like, what, 50,000 or something?
Yeah, it was about, I think I saw 60,000.
60,000. And that's why I'm not really in favor of the runoff, because really let's keep it real. Really, not enough people don't come out the second time around.
No.
And I don't believe the committee promotes the runoff,
People don't know about it.
Yeah, it's not promoted, and the turnout is very, very low compared to the original one. So
right, and you would think that people would that basically there would be more emphasis on the runoff, because guys, you came out the first time to vote for them and then not come back. How do you expect for them to How do you expect for them to win? So that was disappointing.
I mean,
this is important.
But at the same time, is the city getting the word out to the people like that on the runoff? I feel like on the runoff, I feel like that the runoff is kind of like a secret almost.
It is a secret. They don't want you to vote.
Right.
They don't want you. And then COVID makes it worse. People don't want to leave their house and come, especially older people.
Because on the original election, the first one, like they had people, they was making sure people got their absentee ballots. It was all in the media. They was telling people what to do, where to go to vote, or how to find out where to go vote. And all that just went away with the runoff.
But Larry, I think I think the emphasis also put on it because the presidential candidates was on the June 6th ballot. So, they put emphasis on it, and then it's just like you said, it just went away when it came to the runoff for the local local runoff. But yeah, Fani Lewis, basically she got 44,465 465 votes, which was 73% of the vote. That's for those numbers to be 73% of the vote.
That's sad.
It's sad. And then Paul Howard, he got 16,093 votes, 27% of the votes. So
now don't y'all think that split is kind of weird to be that Fannie win by that much though? Don't y'all think?
Think about it now. Wow. Think about it now. All them absentee, I don't know. I don't know if that's the right numbers. I'm thinking something ain't right. How was they able to count that quick when people was doing absentee ballots early. So all the absentee ballots, you mean to tell me Paul Howard only got 16,000 votes?
Right.
That man been in office for 20 years.
Right.
I thought them
Yeah, I don't
boomers
believe
would
that
have
the
came
tide
out
turned
more.
on him that quick.
I don't believe y'all believe that.
I don't believe the tide turned on him that quick.
So Ray, what you think? We should be singing "Keep Sweat" something
Just
Man.
right. Some ain't right. I just don't get it. 16,000 votes, y'all. It's a million. How many registered voters in Atlanta? If I'm not mistaken, it's 1 million registered voters in Fulton County. 1 million. And you mean to tell me that man only got 16,000 votes? It's kind of disgusting if the voter turnout was really that low, y'all. Like 16,000.
It don't make sense.
It don't make sense, man. So, first of all, off the rip, that disturbed me. So I knew that it was going to be ugly because of that. So let's talk about these particular races. Let's start with the Superior Court judges first, because I think either way it would have been okay. I don't see a big difference between them two, but Habrowski.
Yeah, Tamika Habrowski Houston, right?
Tamika Habrowski Houston, when she spoke, she was clear to speak about how she came up, and she almost had a Christian Wise Smith story about how she saw the judicial system from both sides and how her family was affected being on the wrong side of the judicial system. So she wanted to make sure that she would change things. I kind of thought that she might have been the best choice, but Melanie Harris, she doesn't seem like she's going to be a horrible choice. I just thought that
I agree.
Habrowski, what's the last name again?
Habrowski Houston.
Habrowski Houston would have been a better pick. That's what I think. So what did y'all come across as far as information on that Superior Court judge race?
Well, I agree with what you're saying for them, basically, but especially when we were able to engage with her on the People's Agenda. Basically, Tamika, I believe, because she could better relate, would have been was really my choice. But like you said, and Melanie, really, I don't see her being unfair. So basically, Melanie got 60.9% of the vote, and Tamika got 39.1%. So none of these races seem to be that close. Well, so far these races are not that close.
Yeah. So that takes us to the sheriff's race. We had Patrick Labatt and Ted Jackson. So I just found out that Mary Norwood backed Patrick Labatt.
He was my choice.
Say that again?
He was my choice. I feel different now knowing that.
I voted for him.
I voted for him too. I voted for him too, but I don't know.
I didn't have all the facts.
Jury is out. We didn't have all the facts, did we?
Right.
We'll see. We'll see how that goes. He said that he wanted to expand the law enforcement division and add 200 more sheriff deputies to walk the beat in the streets. So we're going to have a conversation with him and see what exactly that means. I don't really know what that means, y'all. So
it doesn't seem like we need 200 more sheriffs in the streets. I don't understand what effect that's going to have on violence in our communities.
I wonder if he's thinking if people see police or sheriffs actually walking in the street, that they will commit less crimes because, they might see them walking in the street.
We just had a murder. Wait, was that a gunshot?
I'm sorry. Man, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy over here. We just had a murder last night. It was this 20-year-old boy got shot on the street right next to mine. So I don't know. I don't agree with the 200 sheriffs just walking the street. That doesn't really make any sense to me. Like, what does that prove? Is it just going to show like a show of dominance?
Right.
I don't think it's going to keep. I don't see the point of it.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's a budget thing. Is that a way to increase his budget? We're gonna have a conversation and see what's his rationale. So the jury is still out. We're gonna talk to him first and see what he says and have a conversation with him. But in talking with him, he says that he's gonna bring new energy to the sheriff's department. He basically was saying Ted Jackson is old and tired. And he wants to put a new spark in the Fulton County Sheriff Department, and he wants to decrease the population of the jail, and he wants to engage with the community. So he's a Georgia boy, let him tell you. He's from Atlanta, and he went to Westlake, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, we'll see what he says, but as ADOS, we're gonna have to hold whoever's in there accountable. So
he's the one that had the plan about once people are released from jail that he's going to give them some money or something like that.
Yeah, he said that he wanted to make sure they had like at least $20,000 on hand, $20,000 on hand once they're released, depending on how long that they were incarcerated. But he wants to make sure that anybody that's working while they're incarcerated, they have their outside life already set up when they get out. So they shouldn't be able to work while incarcerated and not have a job once they leave. So he want to make sure that they have a job, and depending on how long they were incarcerated, that, they should have at least $20,000 on hand. So that's something we got to get more specific about with them and hold them to that.
Yeah, like how are they going to get the money? Like, where is that going to come from? Like, it sounds like a good plan, but I mean, if it doesn't make sense, then is it ever going to happen?
It sounds good, right?
It sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds good. But like so the only concern about increasing the sheriff department for me in terms of like, having them patrol and stuff like that, it's kind of like Nigel said, it doesn't seem that it's really that necessary. And I really just don't want it to turn into the situation that LA has. It's like, to me, I just call them super cops, really.
Yeah.
And
patrolling streets in riot gear, like, I don't think that's necessary.
Now, I do know that basically in LA, if you don't have, so basically the LAPD, they are in the jurisdiction of like the city of LA. But like for the county, for the entire county, if you do not have a local police department, basically that you only have the sheriff. But that's really not the case in Fulton County, because we have like almost every city have their own police department. Even College Park, Union City, you know what I'm saying? East Point, everybody, like, for the most part, have their own police department. So I guess that's just something that we need to be clarified. Like, what's his thinking as far as, needing 200 additional deputies? But some of his key focus areas are crime reduction and public safety, improving the jail conditions, repeat offender reentry program, and use of force policy review and accountability. So I would definitely like to hold him to some of the things, especially what you all were talking about, the program in terms of having funds available when they are released.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Ray, though, about the sheriffs. Maybe he just wants to put more sheriffs on the streets to increase the budget.
Yeah. So we're going to have to see at the end of the day. So
But
with
y'all, I just can't let this DA result. I just can't let it go. Like mainly because
let's get into it. Let's get into
yeah,
it.
let's do that.
Yeah.
This is the big one right here, the biggie.
Yeah.
Big deal.
It
We
really
took a
is
major
like,
L.
yes.
I don't know. I don't
You
believe
don't
it.
know?
I don't believe it.
Oh, you don't believe them numbers?
No.
Yeah, 16,000. That's weird. That's just weird to me. I don't get it. I don't know. This man been in office for 20 years, man.
I don't believe the indictment was enough for people to vote against him.
Right, especially because it's not even an indictment. It was an investigation. So he's being investigated for like unethical behavior or whatever you want to call it. But I mean, did Mary Norwood just had to pay fines for it? Keisha Lance Bottom did too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
they got Michael Julian Bond on the payment plan for some.
wow.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that ethics thing ain't gonna work because Mary had to pay more than everybody. So,
which is interesting. We're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Speaking of Mary,
you're gonna
right,
we're gonna get to that.
But the main concern with we can't just crucify Fonnie right now because she
doesn't have any
hasn't done anything yet.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's still a major concern. We just wanted to make sure that with her being endorsed by the police union, we want to make sure that she prosecute the police officers according, hold them accountable. We want to make sure that that you hold them accountable. And I'm not saying that this is the case, but sometimes when those endorsements mean certain things,
they do.
Yeah,
it means certain things.
You
So
scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
right. We don't know, but we just know from
I'm not
that
optimistic.
what endorsement means.
Right. She was able to raise $400,000. So she got a lot of money. She had a lot of money in her coffers. But it's like, this isn't even about Fonnie. It's about who's backing her. This is so much bigger than Paul Howard and Fonnie because they both have skeletons. But when you see people line up a certain way, Mary Norwood, the police unions backing Fonnie, yeah, I'm not optimistic, but I guess as ADOS, we have to still have that conversation with Fonnie and let her know, no, you can't play no games. Because if she go ahead, Shamika.
And we definitely intend or expect for you to prosecute the officer that murdered Rashad Brooks.
Oh,
yes.
Microscope.
That's an absolute
on her for that.
Say what?
A microscope gonna be on her for that.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna be watching her, even people that don't know about us. They're gonna be watching her and expecting for her to prosecute them. But with that endorsement from the police union, I don't see it.
Yeah, and she better get ready. We gonna give
the backlash.
Give Christian Wise Smith a phone call. Like, hey,
Be up next.
You know. So it's this rumor going around that Mary Norwood is telling Republicans to get a Democratic ballot. What y'all think?
It's no rumor. It's no rumor.
It's not a rumor.
It wasn't a rumor. That's actual facts, and it's on wax.
Yep.
That's what she wanted.
So what's up with that, y'all?
I mean, it makes sense.
It does.
It makes sense. It's a brilliant strategy.
Absolutely.
Because no Republican was running, right?
Yeah, no Republican was running. And they wouldn't see who was running for DA or sheriff if they got a Republican ballot.
Right.
And so it looks like Mary Norwood and her people are backing Fannie, huh?
And Pat LaBelle.
And Levite.
And Yeah.
So basically, so what you did, I mean, you got to understand, this is politics. You know what I'm saying? They playing chess, not checkers. So basically what she did is she told them in quotes, like, the district attorney and sheriff are two of the most important positions that affect us in the public safety. She said, those are the two races that if you select a Democratic ballot, you have the opportunity to influence who becomes our next district attorney and who becomes our next sheriff. If you don't select a Democratic ballot, you don't get that opportunity. She said, that's why I am personally spreading this information as best I can. She said, it would be fabulous next week as people get their ballots if they say, oh yeah, if I vote Democratic, I can make a difference here. I just don't want people to miss the opportunity to make up their own mind and their own selections. And this I'm reading from the newspaper, the North Side Sandy Springs. So it's interesting. And this is Norwood asking, it's labeled, Norwood is asking Republicans to vote Democratic. And this was June, well, it says this was June primary, but even still, and that may be, and that begs the difference. It makes you wonder. So really, we were baffled by those numbers, right? The numbers may be that way because of her strategy.
Yeah. Could be.
Those people, those Republicans that would typically vote Republican, they got a Democratic ballot. But even still, 16,000 for Paul Howard.
Doesn't make too much sense.
Not so much.
No, it doesn't.
And basically the same thing, according to Reporter newspaper, Willis and Labatt both had received backing from Buckhead community and political figure, including Buckhead Council of Neighborhoods Chair Mary Norwood.
See, that's disturbing. So
Mary's up next. She positioning her people.
So y'all think Mary can be? Y'all think Mary has the potential to become the next mayor of Atlanta? You think she can knock off Keisha?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't even think it'll be that much of a race, and I feel like Keisha might even know that.
Because
you better get black and stop gentrifying us out.
And you know it's gonna be four more years later, so it's gonna be even more gentrified.
Exactly.
Next year.
So, yeah, I mean they set us up for this. It's funny. I just drove by this sign on my street, and it's always been there, but I didn't notice. It says resurfacing soon on the street, right? Why does it have a sticker on it that says Mayor Shirley Franklin?
Whoa.
They have never resurfaced this street. My street is jacked up.
That's crazy.
I'm trying to think what her name on there.
Yep. The last few mayors they definitely
Reed.
Yeah. It's funny. I don't know if I should say this about Kasim Reed. Allegedly, the reason why he did a lot of the things that he did in Atlanta is because he wanted to set up a portfolio for himself. So when it was time for him to, pass the torch and move on, he could be like a city planner in other cities. Overseas, like cities in Europe.
Careerism, huh?
Yeah. I found this out a few years ago because I thought, like, why would we be getting a Ferris wheel in the middle of the city? Like, that doesn't even, why would we just have a Ferris wheel?
Right. And
I feel like Kasim Reed wanted to turn it into Times Square. He was trying to make it an amusement park. I don't feel like that's not the personality that Atlanta has. That's not the type of city we are.
That Ferris wheel is so ugly too. It don't even make no sense.
No, it doesn't go.
It's expensive. It's like $30 or something.
Yeah. And I think we're leasing it for like 10 years or something. I don't even think we own the Ferris wheel.
That's crazy.
Oh.
But we were set up by the last few mayors.
Is Keisha,
Yeah.
will Keisha
Probably
last?
going back to
Probably
Bill
be the
Campbell
last black mayor in Atlanta for a while.
Let's
for a
hope
while.
not. Let's hope not. Let's not want that to happen. You know, I know
But
y'all don't want that to happen,
but I really don't believe that Keisha's gonna run again.
Well, actually, I read somewhere that she
She
is.
got bigger things in mind.
I think she's positioning herself so she could do some bigger things.
Yeah.
So who else who would be up next? Felicia Moore?
I think Felicia Moore would be up next as far as competition. Yeah. Now, it's interesting you say that though, because I don't know. Have y'all seen the itinerary for the Democratic convention? They got Keisha Lance Bottoms on there on Joe Biden's night, the last night of the convention.
They trying to barack her.
They trying to barack her. She on the fast track. She on the fast track. They got her speaking, then they got Biden speaking. So
I didn't know that. I didn't know that Biden speak.
So you might be right. They positioning Keisha to be that next
cabinet.
That's what it looks like to me.
You might get a cabinet position, so it's possible now. But
he might just hand it off to me. Norwood, like, here you go.
Hey, ooh, now that'll be something. What if she make a deal to say, I will give y'all Atlanta. Just back me in this White House. I don't know how that. I don't know.
Cold. Please don't let that be it. I will need a drink every day.
Please.
So yeah, it's an ugly game. But another thing that Mary Norwood and the Buckhead Business District are influencing is the water boys or / bottle boys, whatever you want to call them. Yeah. And for those that
I wish they wouldn't
don't know, you don't like the name.
I'm sorry.
Right?
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say I wish they would just not go to Buckhead.
Yeah, but it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money out there, though. That's the only thing. It's a lot of money out there. So they getting like $300, $400 a day in the hood. So you know, if they go up there, they terrorizing them white folks and saying, "Hey,
don't say they terrorizing because they already scared of them."
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Just them being black and male, they terrorize that they even out there in the street. So you have Mary Norwood, and she's over the Buckhead Neighborhood Association or the Buckhead Neighborhood Coalition. She's the president of the Buckhead Neighborhood Coalition. And then you have the Buckhead Business, the Buckhead Business District. And they basically are working together, and they've come up with a plan to get rid of to do something dealing with the young black men that's selling water on the street. So Larry, what you got in regards to them bottle boys?
See if I can share my screen real quick. Hold on.
Because it's twofold. Like I want them to get their bread. You know, I do. But I think they need some mentors out there, some black men out there that say, look, when y'all selling water, pick up your trash. Because they had the entire city behind them after Rayshard Brooks got shot and everything. Like people, they were a little bit more supportive, but they should have had some people in their corner, some big dogs or some OGs or some big bro, whatever you want to call them, some mentors to say, look, y'all ain't got to be that aggressive to sell the water. Just y'all can do your thing. The police definitely gonna do nothing to you because they don't want that bad heat. But the way that they're swarming the cars, it's like they trapping.
They are trapping. My most important opinion on this, because I see it every single day, if they would just pick up their trash.
Yeah.
If they would just pick up the trash, people wouldn't even say all this about them being aggressive. I feel like the trash is the biggest problem.
Right.
Because
But I think, yeah, I agree with that. But I think the older people are just scared of them. Like what they call aggressive, I'm just like, okay, they're kids.
Yeah.
And you know what? Right. So like one time my husband bought a bottle of water from one of the young men at the end of Campbellton Road and in Fathom. And the young man, he bought the water, and my husband was like, "Hey, young man, you gotta put this stuff on some ice. This water hot." He was like, and he was so respectful. He was so respectful. He was like, "Yes, sir." You know, so I don't think, I don't know. I just hate that they look at them like that. Because I'm just gonna tell you, during the crack epidemic during the 80s and 90s, I knew young men personally, those kids' age, that basically was selling crack. So breaking in houses and because it was really like an alternate universe during the crack epidemic. And really, I'd rather see these young men selling water than crack.
I agree.
Yes.
I think from my view, I believe from what I've seen, you got the older people, then you got people on the north side. I don't think they like the boys out. They didn't want the boys out there anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was a few incidents with a gun. I'm not exactly sure of the details, but a gun was involved. It was twice in the past few months. And what that did was just get a city all they needed to just come in and just shut it down.
Mm-hmm. That's all they need is a reason.
Yep.
Right, but you got to think about it though. Everybody know these young men, like Ray just said, they making $300 in the hood, right? So, I mean, let's just keep it real honest.
Mm-hmm.
There's a concern of being robbed. I'm not saying they should have a gun. I'm not. But let's be honest, people robbing.
Yeah.
Right.
This report I'm about to pull up, they said that sometimes older boys, like maybe they 18, 19, 20, they would rob the younger boys out there selling water.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
But I've also seen like the boys' parents out there dropping them off cases of water, or they're out there with their mom selling water. So I feel like that's something else that needs to be addressed. Like, why are whole families selling water and just using the boys as the front because they're young and cute?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But that's for me, that's the biggest issue. Like, what's going on so badly in Atlanta that parents are out of work and they need to put their children out to work for them.
Right.
Absolutely. So, Larry, what did they have in place to Mary Norwood, because obviously she pulling the strings behind the scenes and a lot of people don't know. But what plan did they have in place? Do you know to address the water boys?
Yeah, let me pull it up. I'm gonna share my screen real quick, man. Believe it or not, a lot of black people in Atlanta, especially like the older crowd, a lot of them like Mary Norwood.
Yeah, they do.
I don't hate her. I think some of her policies are kind of messed up. I think she has the potential of doing some things that I don't want in Atlanta, especially living in a gentrifying area. But I can see what she could do for Atlanta. So I want to see more. I don't trust her, but I want to see more.
You talk about Mary or Keisha?
Mary, not Keisha.
Okay.
I'm off Keisha already. Been off of her.
Yeah, even before she became mayor, people in Southwest Atlanta, a lot of people.
I didn't want anybody from Kasim's.
Because she didn't do nothing. She didn't do nothing as a city council person. That's what they say.
She was there for one reason only, and that's to uphold whatever Kasim wanted to do.
So here is the report: youth entrepreneurship. Look, in this report, you're gonna see a lot of entrepreneurship. It's my thing. Like, they keep framing it like these boys. I don't want to forget about the girls. I seen some young ladies out there too. It's few. It's not that many. It's few of them, but I seen a few times they out there. But they keep framing they are entrepreneurs, and they keep wanting to lead them down this entrepreneur road. The reason they out there is because they need the money. They ain't got the money,
Yeah.
and they trying to find something to do that's legal to get money. That don't mean they just some entrepreneurs. I mean, they like in a desperation type situation. They need to get some money.
They don't understand these children. That's the problem. They can't
There's
go.
a huge disconnect.
They can't look at this as entrepreneurship, because I remember I used to volunteer with Operation Hope, and they would do like a 6, 12, 18-week class on how to start a business. So like we would teach the kids in the class how to make a business plan and things like that. And at the end they do a pitch, and then they the group that wins, they get like $500 for their business. But they still have to incur all the startup costs. You know what I mean? Everything that goes up to that point, from the business plan to pitching, like you're going to have to make your own prototypes to do whatever you need to do for the pitch. So we're talking to children who come from households that are probably making $24,000 a year, if that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that this is the right way to go. I think that they should do like a rites of passage type of program, and try to, teach the young boys how to be men, instead of going straight from, okay, well, we already think you have these things in order first, so we're going to put you right into entrepreneurship.
Right.
There's things that have to be in order before you can even start a business, even as an adult.
Right.
And if they're not going to put the capital behind the kids actually being entrepreneurs, then I mean, it's useless. Like you said, they probably coming from households that make $24,000 a year.
Right.
Instead about starting like a real business, this is a quick little place so I can get some money.
Right.
They have to solve the problem in the households.
They got to.
This is a symptom.
Exactly.
This is a symptom.
So let's I'll just run through this report real quick. I ain't gonna go through every word, but here is the goals and principles. They want to create strategies by which Atlanta can support in a non-punitive manner the young boys, build a coalition to support for key actions and initiatives. Here we go again, that promote and nurture the entrepreneurial spirit in Atlanta youth. I mean, we poor when you poor, you gotta do something to get money. That don't mean you just some genius entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure some of them boys, they had the resources, man. They can be anything they want. They can be
exactly
business person. They can be a person, or they can be anything. They had the opportunity, but they in a desperate situation when they're trying to get money. I want to frame this as entrepreneur, like they some entrepreneur geniuses or something.
They need money.
All right. We are one Atlanta. According to Mayor Bottoms, the vision of affordable, equitable, and resilient Atlanta. Youth voice must be heard. We believe that we must form a youth about their motivation, goals, and needs. Youth.
Hold on. That we are one Atlanta is a crock. We already know. Like, she love to say one Atlanta thing. She don't govern like it's one Atlanta.
Right.
And we're gonna talk about that in a second, how these black politicians are gentrifying themselves out of a job. But keep going.
That's what I was gonna say. Is that like code language for gentrification?
That's what it is.
I agree.
It's gentrification.
As soon as you hear that we are one Atlanta, that it sets off a signal in every black politician's mind. What that really means.
Yeah.
Youth need support and opportunity, not punishment. Our recommendation would be asset based and will build on strengths inherited by young peoples and their communities, transforming systems to help everyone. We believe addressing the needs of young men of color. Young men of color. Whoa, whoa! You know we don't like that ADOS.
Whoa.
That's a cuss word.
Right? No, they didn't.
Do we got to bring up the statistics about how many people of color are even in Atlanta?
Right. That's a young
because it's
black,
less than 10%.
young black women out there. There ain't no dang people of color out there.
It's
Oh
not,
man,
it's all black.
That remind me of that People's Agenda call where that lady started talking about Native Americans. But go ahead.
And
How many
here,
Native Americans are in Atlanta? Let's talk about it.
Advisory
0.5% Native Americans. But she wanted to say Native Americans. But anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah. So here's the youth entrepreneurship, mayors, youth entrepreneurship council members. James, let me know if y'all heard of any of these people. James J. Bailey. Huh?
I said, I'm trying to read it. Let me see.
I'm over here. James Bailey, a Russell Center of Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Marcy Overstreet is on here. She's a council member. She's I think she's your councilman, right, Ray?
Yeah, she's a member of the Nod Squad, and she don't really be doing anything. She's actually one of the people we need to replace, to be honest with you. So I smell something that don't smell right already.
Dave Payne, managing director of TechStars Atlanta. David Payne, I don't know who that is. Then Curly Dossman, Mark Finberg, Brian Gaither, Philip Gibson, Asante Hill, Nancy Johnson, Dr. Comanche or something. Robert Lewis Jr., Fred Parham, and Katrina Taylor, Kat Taylor. I don't even know how they chose these people. All these people have some kind of connections. There's some kind of nonprofit or some type of organization. You got Invest Atlanta, Juma Ventures,
the Urban League,
100 Black Men, Collegiate Advisors, Workforce Atlanta.
What is the president of Georgia Pacific gonna do?
That looks like it's a vanity title. Well, not he has a vanity title at Georgia Pacific, but it seems like they just put him on here because he's the president of Georgia Pacific Foundation.
Yeah, you know, these companies like this seem like they involved in the community.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mark Feinberg, investor and CEO of he's a general partner of Feinberg Capital. Come on, that's vanity. So I'm glad you found this though, Larry, because
I had never seen this before, Larry.
We need to it's good 100 Black Men are on there, and like we need to have conversations with these people. So what are they saying on this timeline? Some of these dates have already passed for processing timeline.
Yeah, this is the advisory. They brainstorming and oh man, this thing. Let me see if I can move this out of the way. And right here, July 27th through July 31st, recommendations due. So here got a summary of the recommendations right here.
Does it even say like how they're going to choose these boys, or they just going to round up all of them on the street and say, "Hey, we got this program for y'all"?
Man, I don't think it said.
It says partnering with ATS.
They're trying to go after this Baltimore, Maryland program where their boys was washing windshields on the street. But when you look at that program, they only rounded up 80 boys. So I'm like, really? Only 80? Right. I said,
and that's pre-COVID.
Right. So this one stuck out to me right here, supporting the basic and socio-economical needs of the youth.
So what are you doing? Are you going to help the parents? Are you giving the parents jobs? Are you giving them giving them money, paying their rent, making sure there's food in the house, making sure they have Wi-Fi and like a laptop or, you know, something that they can do to keep them busy in the house.
Right.
No.
Fueling their entrepreneur, they go entrepreneur, fueling their entrepreneur spirit. No, it's like what
that is so vague.
They need basic what?
That is vague.
Can you close the door? Man, I'm on camera.
It says fueling their entrepreneurial spirit towards safe and sustainable pathways. What does that even mean?
Yeah,
you gonna tell one of these young boys that what they gonna be like, what? What does that mean?
Partner with Atlanta public schools to ensure students learn about entrepreneurship. Oh, there go that word again. And students selling waters are connected to and fully backed by the educational system when needed.
It's like they want to do everything but give these people real policies
what
that's
they
going
need.
to address the issue.
What they really need. What they really need. Oh, wait, hold on. Go back up. Do they really have testimonials?
You talking about over
I
there?
still wanted to stay out of trouble. I was on probation from when my family was homeless. So I had to make money to help take care of my mother and sisters in an honest way. You're using this testimony to uphold this program when they've already exposed the huge problem. His family was homeless.
And you're right.
He was on probation.
He an entrepreneur. Do it. Or am I tripping?
No.
You mean he in a desperate situation?
This is a slap in the face. I can't believe this.
All right, what's this other one say?
It's crazy how it's a problem for us to sell water, but when somebody homeless stands on the corner or someone that doesn't look like us.
Let's speak on it. Let's speak on it because the homelessness issue is even bigger than the water boy issue.
Yeah.
So if both of these testimonies are talking about homelessness, we need to address that problem.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the problem we need to address.
Ooh, they are telling on themselves in this. Look at this. 76% of Atlanta's Black youth are living in high poverty areas.
Yep.
Listen.
That's crazy.
How does entrepreneurship help any of them? You need to help their parents. You need to make their households better.
Larry, I'm so glad you found this though, bro. I'm glad you found this, man. Because it's got a lot of good data in it.
They exposing themselves.
They got the data. They know the problems. They know the issues.
Right.
So, yeah.
This is a Band-Aid. It's not even a Band-Aid.
Wait. It says 85% of all jobs in Atlanta, especially higher income jobs, are located in majority white NPUs.
Wow.
On the city's north side.
Yeah.
Wow.
Check this out. The median household income for a Black household is $28,500. The city is $49,500, and for whites is $86,000. Holy smokes!
Welcome to the Black Mecca.
Right. Yes.
But my thing is, they created this. They should know what the problem is. You put this out there.
And I think you saying Black Mecca, Shamika, that's the reason why the voter turnout was so low, because Black folks think that this is the Black Mecca, man. They think they straight just because they can buy some Jordans or whatever. You know, they just because they can dress clean and they see Atlanta housewives, they automatically think, oh, we good.
But I would tell you this though, Ray. It's not going. As my auntie would say, it's gonna church them lightly when they get that first white mayor. And that's when not just the younger generation, the boomers who basically was here when
Andrew Young and Maynard Jackson.
Yeah, when they was here during Maynard Jackson's time, you know, basically that's what they know. But when Mary Norwood come, it's gonna be a new sheriff in town, baby.
The crazy thing is they don't even know what Maynard Jackson did. They just knew he was a Black president. He didn't know that he was selling them out too.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Maynard Jackson though, Maynard Jackson was like, look, you're gonna have to include these black people in these in all type of programs. You got whatever
contracts and
contracts
stuff
you got
like that.
going on. Yeah, when they was building the airport, Maynard Jackson was like, it's not gonna happen if you don't if black contractors are not involved, it's a no-go.
But that's the thing. He was helping people, black, the black upper class
The boule.
succeed. The boule type blacks. He wasn't helping the black lower class.
That's true.
That's true. But at the same time, though, you got to remember that was during the time where there was a lot of affirmative action going on in general. So, like, you know, black people that was getting these government jobs that basically, you know, allowed them to buy those homes in Southwest Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember white flight was happening. There was still a lot of 2-parent households. Now, granted, the problem was that we had so many projects, and that basically said that we had a lot of low income people. But trust and believe, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I still can't, you know what I'm saying, really dismiss Maynard Jackson.
No, I'm not dismissing him, but like there's certain things that he did that kind of set us up back then for what's going on now.
Right. It's just twofold.
I think Bill Campbell.
He did do
Bill Campbell did too.
He did do a lot with the contract to make sure black folks was able to get some contracts.
And who do you think they were employing? Black people.
Did y'all listen to that? It was a podcast about Maynard Jackson and the sanitation workers when they went on strike.
I remember that.
Right. He didn't support them. He didn't back them.
And he was like, I'll just hire some more people and I'll pay them less.
He did do that. You're right. So
this is the thing. Back in Maynard Jackson, back in that day, remember, black people, we didn't even have people in leadership positions. So what he did at that time was revolutionary, but Atlanta never moved beyond that.
Exactly.
It never moved beyond
that.
Right. They kept on just you know, with the, you know, the individual success stories, you know what I'm saying? Instead of really
they got used to that.
Right. Instead of transformative policy to help black people at the bottom as a whole, they kept doing things for individual. That's why education. That's why when people are successful in the African American community, we boost them up so much because like, oh man, he made it, you know. So it's time for the city to move beyond individualism and
cronyism.
Yeah. And they gotta move the black collective, man. It's time for
I agree.
No more of this individualism. And that individualism about to dry up too because the boomer generation who really benefited from it, they get all the gentrification kicking in, so it's kind of getting exposed now.
And if they don't have no life insurance or nothing to pass down, what's gonna happen to their children and their children's children? They're gonna have to move up out of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Like my mama and my sisters, they had to move out of Atlanta because they couldn't afford, my mama used to stay here back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I was like, I had to tell my mom a few years ago, this ain't the 70s, 80s, and 90s no more. Southwest Atlanta ain't it ain't affordable. So she had to move because she couldn't even find that affordable over
here. Yeah. But I'm glad you found this, Larry, because we can hold him to this. Now, I agree with you. Everybody ain't necessarily meant to be an entrepreneur, but I don't have an issue with them speaking on that, the entrepreneurialism aspect of it, but they got to add to that. It's about mentoring. It's about making sure that we deal with the social economic issues that go along with them selling this water. They not setting up a lemonade stand in the suburbs. They doing this for a reason. If you don't address what's going on with their family, it don't even matter if they making $300 a day. If their parents in a homeless shelter, if their mama on the street, What are we
And
doing?
you already see they can't be bad kids because the young man said, "I'm trying to do something that's legal."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They don't have no opportunities. That's the problem.
Exactly.
Yep. So Marsha Overstreet, we coming for you, and we gonna have a conversation since you on this, and everybody,
she's
100
on
black men, all that.
Yeah. I would say a lot of Marcy's constituents that actually are active is the boomer, the older type crowd, and you know they don't really like them water boys like that, or many of them. So she could be basically trying to cater to them, but you still can't, you still have to do what's best for the future of, ADOS in Atlanta. I don't care.
Yeah.
$100 to $300 a day. That's some good money.
It
It's really
is.
they making more than me. They making $300 a day.
Right.
But this is just what they do in the summertime. So like, when it's cold outside, I don't see them as much.
Yeah.
Right. True.
It's actually sad when you see them out there when it's cold, because
right.
It's a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like save. I don't buy $2. Like I buy 2 bottles of water and just give them $5.
I forgot to tell y'all. I was over in Camp Creek maybe like a month ago, and I was like, "Oh, I really want some water," and I just came up on some water boys, and they were selling Gatorade too, so I got me some Gatorade. Yeah. But I was like, I don't have no cash, and they were like, "Oh, it's okay. My mom has Cash App."
Yeah.
So I Cash Apped them $5 for the water and the Gatorade.
Nice.
But I mean, their mom was out there with them. You know what I mean? She's the one that had the Cash App. So it's not just, that's something that we have to definitely reconsider. I mean, we have to consider this. Like, it's a family affair. It's not just these boys out there selling water for fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's the problem I got with this. What'd you say?
I guess they went out there to talk to the boys and they found out some information between 12 and 16 years old. They seen some as young as 8 and as old as 21, making between $100 and $300 a day. Here's the one where they needed their basic needs addressed, such as food, clothing, as well as entrepreneurial resources such as startup capital and studio time for artists.
Look, as Bet like to say, you can draw a line straight back to what?
Reparations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All of this goes to reparations.
That's what I'm saying. The mayor, Keisha Lance Bynum, you hear this? We need you to come out and support of reparations for ADOS.
I hope she said something about reparations during this the speech she's gonna give at the DNC.
All right, who gonna put a bet she though? I bet everything she don't say.
I bet she's gonna be like, oh, POC, WOC.
Oh, she's gonna be all about POC.
BIPOC. She ain't gonna say no ADOS.
She gonna play the game to get where she gotta go.
Yeah.
This was shocked me though. Y'all look at this. Y'all look at this map, y'all. I thought y'all see this map? This
they everywhere.
I thought they was all in West Atlanta.
They everywhere, bro.
I didn't know this.
And you see, they all the way up there. They going as far as Marta take them. They going all the way up there.
Look, Ray, that's why they don't want Marta on the north side. Cause these kids, they like, oh, they got the money on the north side.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. That's the reason why they didn't want Marta to expand right there.
It won't be in no Gwinnett County, that's for sure.
They're not playing.
I did not know they was on the north side like that.
So what's that map? What's that map right there with the green on it?
911 calls to the mayor and zone commanders. All right, the little, I don't even know what the pin.
They want it out their neighborhoods in the north side. Look at how the Brookhaven.
Yeah. Because who else got the zone commander's number? Like I ain't got the zone commander number in my phone.
I got his email address.
Oh, okay, that's good. Hey, see, you a good neighbor. You a good neighbor. See. That's what's up.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah.
The black dots is put 911 calls.
They need to leave these kids alone. If they not gonna fix their problem, then leave them alone.
Right.
It seems like every time black people find some way to make some money, they just take it away from us.
Yeah.
They gotta shut it down.
Yeah.
I was talking to my husband earlier because two people we hadn't even got out of Pittsburgh before two people asked us for some change. And of course we don't have no change. It's a shortage on change. And we were talking about how like what's going to happen when they get rid of change in paper money, because that's going to happen pretty soon.
Yes.
And what's going to happen with homeless people? Like, are they going to have Cash App so I can send you a couple dollars so you can get some food?
When we go cashless, we don't even see how that's going to affect the street vendors, how that's going to affect the homeless, how that's going to affect everybody trying to scrape up a dollar here and there. It's going to be horrible.
Because you got to think about
the street vendors don't got hip to it though. I know a few years ago they didn't really have, cashless stuff, but now they seen the streets as far as the people in the food trucks and everything, and most of them got it. But I remember years ago, like 3-4 years ago, it wasn't like that.
Yeah, but you have to think though, just how it's going to impact people because there's still quite a bit of ADOS people that are unbanked.
So
it's gonna be impactful.
That's why they be having them those commercials for Chime and all those places where you don't really have to, you don't qualify for a bank account, but you can still have somewhere where your direct deposit goes.
Some form of banking.
But it's not a real bank.
Yeah,
I feel like there's gonna be a lot of those popping up.
It's gonna be a lot of exploitation. A lot of exploitation.
Predatory. Ooh, it's gonna be some mess going on.
Yeah.
This is the Baltimore. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Ray.
No, I was just gonna say that if these black politicians don't be more full-throated about helping us, they're gonna lose Atlanta. So
they should be able to see that by now, though. You would think.
Yeah. You definitely.
They're too focused on their careers.
I know, but
how much of a career can you have when your constituents are being gentrified out, though? So like, when we're gone, who's gonna vote for you? I mean, Mary Norwood is already telling saying she's truly she's a suspected Republican, right? So, I mean, once we're gone, who are they voting for? Republicans.
They definitely not voting for the black.
Well, I think it's gonna be like this. I think at first, when we get our first non-white mayor, you're gonna have. I think at first it's gonna be maybe like white liberals, but I think at some point it's gonna keep moving right until
right.
Not only the mayor is a Republican, but a lot of the main or a lot of the big seats. They're gonna turn.
Yeah, even the district attorney office. So like once we get a white mayor, it opened the floodgates for everything else.
Right. So it's frustrating. That's why ADO. That's why we for reparations. Give us our reparations, man, because y'all tripping, black politicians.
Make it happen now.
And here is you're looking at the Baltimore case study. That in Baltimore they was washing windshields. They only engaged 80 youth and 39 school age were re-engaged. 38 barriers removed. For example, records or IDs secured. Vital records or IDs secured. 20. So out of the 80, 27.
Less than half.
Employed full-time, 2 returned school and caught up and graduated.
Only 2.
2?
Right.
Only 2.
That's crazy.
74 youth enrolled in Youth Work Summer Employment Program. I mean,
that doesn't mean anything.
What is that? Yeah.
That means nothing.
911 calls steadily decline.
That's all they cared about.
Right. Really, this is nothing. 80 youth
That's a
engaged.
failure. That's a failure.
Like, really, Atlanta is Baltimore, really? I mean, I
The
don't know
model
much
for
about
this, like,
Baltimore, but I know the black people up there, it's probably similar to Atlanta as far as median household income and wealth. And so,
but this is a failure.
yeah.
Why would you even? I can't believe they put this out here like this.
I
Say
hope
two
if Atlanta is trying to mirror that, that's they need to
Right.
they need to change channel.
This project is a total failure.
Yeah, this is busted and disgusted
What is this?
and
This is the
can't be
best that they can
trusted.
do. This is the best that they can do. Oh, wait, hold on. Jay Bailey, he said something crazy.
Oh, okay.
Imagine if we put all the same energy into finding the next H.J. Russell as we do the next LeBron James. Oh, really? It's not as simple as a dollars and cents equation. Young people currently selling water do not want a traditional 9-to-5 job. How do you know that?
I mean, if I'm making $300 a day, I wouldn't want to work part time for $8 an hour either.
Yeah.
But I mean, they need a better opportunity than like a fast food job. That's the problem.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, they might want they might do well at a 9-to-5 job, but they just don't have the opportunity to have a good one. A lot of people don't have good 9-to-5 jobs, and I mean, they probably doing stuff on the side too.
Right.
No, you know they are, or they got 2-3 jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where we come in, y'all. We the remnant.
Marcy, we gotta talk, girl.
Yeah, she ain't the only one, but she on this one. She on this.
She's on this one.
Yeah, but yeah, we gotta talk to all a bunch of them. What is over?
Yeah.
Recognizing they need more data. Where is this one about? Where is this one about? Further engage. All right, this is the one I want to read. Number 6. Further engage families and parents to identify needs for supportive resources. The City Council has identified several existing resource or models to support this effort, including the partnership with Southern Equities Black Man Alliance, Urban League's Financial Empowerment Center, the Black Man Lab. Hold on, the Black Man, ain't that's the in Cobra? Hold on, they hosted that in Cobra thing, didn't they?
What?
In addition, there will be needed partnership between the city and external partners to provide professional services. How does this further engage families and parents to identify needs for supportive programs and resources? What?
What you saying? What's
Black Man Laboratory?
Oh, that is.
Yeah, that was on their Facebook page.
That's interesting. I've been seeing a lot from them lately on that.
We need to try to penetrate. We not infiltrate them until they need to start messing with Young Cobra. I don't want to get out talking, but we went in on them today, didn't we, y'all?
Oh man, I missed that. Oh, you said you got in there? Y'all got in there?
Miga was in there. We went in on them. It was like 600 something comments, all ADOS.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see anything how they gonna address the poverty, that they recognize was one of the primary issues.
Yeah, it's low on substance. Like it's saying a lot of good stuff, but it don't really have no concrete substance in that plane.
This is easy. Just these are just recommendations. So we will see, but it doesn't have anything, as far as I can see, it doesn't have anything that to resolve or fix systemic poverty that
Mm-mm.
ADOS face in the city of Atlanta. Low income jobs, unemployment. I mean, it can go like someone said earlier. It goes already all the way back to slavery, Jim Crow, redlining. That stuff has never been fixed, and until they get fixed with reparations for ADOS, it's it's just gonna keep happening. It's not gonna never end.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know these black politicians, black people. Y'all better get on. If y'all really want to fix ADOS, y'all really want black communities to be thriving, and y'all really want a successful black community and not just black individuals, then you don't have no other choice but get on board reparations, full throated support reparations with ADOS.
That's right.
And one last thing here, this group here, I'm not knocking this. I'm not knocking this group. I just want to bring them up. How do you get rid of this red?
Isn't this the group that Antonio Brown pledged $5,000 to?
Yes, helping empower youth. So I want to get this. So what they're doing, youth should always be an opportunity to solve challenges in their communities, utilizing resources available to them. This is even more evident as we work with a specific group of young black, at least they say black man, a young black man known as ATL Water Boys. As an organization, we have adopted the corner of Ivan Allen and Joseph E. Boone and Northside as we work to continue the relationship, the building effort. I mean, I give them props for their effort. This is not going to fix the whole thing, but I guess this is something what you say immediate action they can take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But whoever run this program and whoever the head of this program, I don't see who. Then they need to go. Hopefully they're involved in fighting for policy that would fix,
Mm-hmm.
black poverty in Atlanta. You just can't do this. You got to be for reparation, and you got to be for redistribution of wealth and a black agenda. So hopefully, maybe we can reach out to them and ask them and talk to them and see what they got, what else they got going on. So they fundraise. They're looking for volunteers, and they doing fundraising. I mean, this is cool, I guess, for immediate, but this is no solution at all.
Yeah, not long term. It's a band-aid.
Mm-hmm.
It's something. I salute them for taking over that corner or adopting that corner.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
But
so we just got to do more.
Right, exactly. So
the only way we're going to be able to stay, I ain't going to say stay, because we don't have it, but we're going to have to gain power politically. And it's going to have to come from people that ain't necessarily registered to vote, really. Reason why I say that is because the boomers, our beloved boomers, are boomers, and we already know we next up, and they're not going to just be here forever. We next up. So we're gonna have to galvanize people that's not even in the mix to take our place when we move up. Because, like I say, at the end of the day, Paul Howard got 16,000 votes in a city where or in a county where you got 1 million registered voters. So that's sad. It's a disconnect somewhere. So ADOS Atlanta, we got to figure out where that disconnect is and get folks motivated to play a part in their city instead of just sitting on the sidelines and complaining. So, any last words?
This is like, if black people in Atlanta went as hard, like black people, they love to hustle, start their own small business, do they, get their bag, do their thing. If we went as hard at politics as we do at starting our own small business, man, we would be powerful. But we went as hard, at politics as we did, supporting black owned and things like that. Let ADOS lead the city in black political education. Let us come to your business, or we could do a virtual. Let us educate the city of Atlanta on politics. And we definitely want to become the people in Atlanta and Atlanta Metro look to, for political education.
Yeah. And those things ain't mutually exclusive, right, Larry? Like, we got the black chambers, they strong in business, but the president of black chambers realized that there needs to be some political advocacy supporting black businesses. So if we can just get the business owners to understand politics and understand the importance of it, we'd be in a better place. So they don't have to give up their business, but they got to realize that they need to strongly support. I'm pretty sure it's more than 16,000 black businesses in Atlanta. But I bet you black business owners didn't go out and vote. So we got work to do.
Many of them have that mindset. They don't have to be political long as they work hard and strive and have their own business. You can have your own business. You don't need the government. A lot of them got that mindset.
Right.
But them black owned business about to have either some poor black people or no black people.
I wonder how many of them applied for the PPP loans.
Right.
Yeah.
Naja, any closing thoughts?
I don't even know what to say. This was a very good show. Good show, guys. I don't know what to say.
We got work to do. That's for sure.
That's all I can say, Ray. We got work.
We say that every show.
All those organizations that you mentioned, those are people that we have to build relationships with, and we may need to talk to Mary Norwood. She pulling strings, and obviously, they have a conversation with a few other people that won office, but got work to do. That's all I got to say. Till the next time.
Yeah. I'll second that.
Well, y'all, it's been wonderful as always. I want people out there in YouTube land to like, share, subscribe, and check us out next week. We'll have another live conversation, talking that talk about local Atlanta politics. So peace out, and I'll talk to y'all soon.
All right, later.
Good night.